Hello again. Uh, I decided to do this little quick video because I came across this kit whilst hunting for other kits requested by viewers. And I thought this would be quite an interesting one to share because I think from what I can see, Cold War jets seem to be a bit of a attraction. Can I use that word? And this, I suppose, is a quintessential Cold War jet. It's the North American F-86D, the Sabre Dog. And this is done by Airfix in 172 scale. And it is in this boxing, which shows a built-up version or built-up example on the box top. Okay, so you can see what you're going to get, right? On the side, you have a side profile picture of the completed kit. It looks as if it's sitting on its tail, maybe. On this side, and on this side, it tells you where I picked this one up from. Yeah, I picked it up from Hannon's for £2.99. I think this was one of those kits I bought when I was in the UK. It shows you what versions you will get. Fighter Interceptor Squadron, Geiger Field, Washington, and then there's another one based in Manston. Ooh, so it's a European one. Okay, so that's what you would see. Well, that's what I saw on the shelf. Okay, when I went to Hannon's in Collindale. So let's pop this open. Lid and tray. Okay, and one of the first things I did when I picked up the kit was to put the decals into a Ziploc bag. The decals were already a little bit yellowed, but I decided to do that. Yeah. Okay, the carrier film is very, very yellowed. Okay. The white still seems to be okay. And everything else seems to be in register, but you know, maybe not. Right? Maybe not. I can get aftermarket decals, I think, to replace these. But yeah, out of the box, I don't think so. They look quite yellowed and short. So even if I were to be able to remove the yellowness, they might still be quite brittle. So let's jump to the parts. Very simple and straightforward kit. First thing that pops out is this. And I always look at this first, right? How does the fuselage look just by putting the two halves together? That looks about right. I'm wondering whether the nose cone should have been a separate piece. But that works. It works for me. I think it captures the shape of the Sabre Dog very, very well, and it feels good in the hand. Okay. Fine raised panel detail for that. Now then you come to this sprue, which is the main wings. Now, from what I know, the Sabre Dog used what is known as the 6-3 wing, right? And it had a the slats in the front, moving slats, automatic slats in the front, and a lengthened wingspan, I think lengthened by another 12 inches compared to the earlier models of the Sabre. I assume that has been picked up here. If it has, then this might be a good source of 6.3 F-40 wings, as it were, right? Okay, I hope I got that all correct, but never mind. So now we look at this. Yeah, I was talking about that in the Hasegawa kit, so I think I got that right. Nose wheel, main wheels. That's quite nicely detailed, I think. That's Mr. Pilot. Some floor pieces, and I think those are the intake ramp pieces. Okay, that's cool. And I think those are the main wheel doors. Let's put that there. That's the jet pipe. So that's nice because that means you don't have a hollow look see through, right? Last sprue actually. These are the wing inserts. They go here like that. Okay. And then let me see. Seats. Air brakes. Now, okay, these are quite thick walled, but they have some detail, some raised detail here. And I think those are pylons for the drop tanks. And then, they have the rocket. That's nice. The Sabre Dog had unguided rockets, and they fired them, I don't know, on an air-to-air basis. I mean, they use them as air-to-air rockets to take down big Soviet bombers, I suppose. Real Cold War stuff. So I think you can build with either the rocket tray. The rockets were loaded in a tray just behind the front nose wheel bay. So I think, yeah, can you see these? These are the front and back pieces for the rocket tray. And I think that's the rocket tray dropped, and that's the rocket tray retracted. Something like that. We'll have to look at the instruction sheet just to get that sorted. And then this is the tail planes. Okay, I'm now excited. Let's go have a look at that. Transparency. Oh, that's very nice. That is very, very nice. It's commendably, yeah, it's very thin. It feels thin on the hand. And some very nice fine detail for the framing. Okay. That needs a bag as well. Instruction sheets or instruction bits. That's another I don't know, decal sheet cover. Have a look at that. Okay. Yep. That's the nose intake ramp. And then there's the cockpit floor, seat, pilot, joystick, and a bit of a bulkhead there. I don't know, is that an armor plate or something? And then there's the bulkhead there. And then the whole thing fits into the starboard side together with the instrument panel. And then the jet pipe blank off plate is here. And then the second fuselage half is offered up here at stage 3. And then at stage 4, you've really got the wings going on. That's the air brake, speed brakes, closed version, open version. Okay. There's some interior detail on that, so it might be well worth it if you want to open it up. So that's the nose wheel. That's the closed version, wheels up, and that's wheels down. And then main gears, this is undercarriage retracted, lowered undercarriage. Okay. And then we come to that bit. That's the rocket bay. This is the closed version, and that's the opened version. That's a nice touch. I think Airfix has done a nice job here by giving you that option. It's pretty cool. And then finally you have the addition of the pylons and the drop tanks. Okay. Color schemes. Silver. It's silver overall for both. And then you've got, one is based in Geiger Field, Washington, right? And the other one is in Manston. One is in 1955, the other one is in 1956. So both are roughly the same. Silver. And then this one has got a shark's tooth, shark's teeth, shark's mouth motif down here. And then this one has got nothing but a, I think that was a yellow stripe I saw. Okay, so there we have it. Typical Airfix instruction sheet for that era, and that's what it says. Oh. Okay. That's a spare protective sheet, which couldn't do its job because it wasn't in the right place, I suppose. I don't know. But there was another sheet down there, so there you are. There's a spare sheet. So let's put all this back together again. It looks nice generally. I always like the shape of the Sabre Dog. It looks a bit more purposeful and more, shall we say, aggressive? Is that the word for it? Because I think the general shape, let's look at that again, right? The general shape of the plane is an aggressive look. It's got that, you know, Hawker Typhoon look with that big chin air intake down there. And then just that look of a plane ready to go to war. And that shape. A very nice shape. Which I believe has been captured very well by Airfix. Alright. So there we have it. A quick little video on this because I happened to find the kit together with all the other stuff that I was looking for. Some repackaging is required, and I think I probably need to put a bit of something to seal this back on so it doesn't fall off. But there we are. Matchbox Airfix 172 scale North American F-86D Sabre Dog. In the old boxing where there is a built-up example on the box top. That was fun. For those of us who saw it but never built it, like me, here's a chance for me to open it up and share this all with you. For those who have built it before, I'm sure you enjoyed it, and if you did, please do leave a comment and just share that and say yes, it was a good build. If it wasn't a good build, share that anyway, you know, and then why it wasn't a good build, and what were the things that we need to look out for when we build it. Okay, but from what I can see, it will build up quite decently, and I for one will be quite happy to put this one together and finish it. So that's it. Thank you very much for joining me for this quick little video. Until my next video, do stay safe. Watch out for those knife blades as always. I always repeat myself. Paint in a well ventilated area. Okay. Don't do anything silly with vices and clamps and all that sort of thing. Okay. Enjoy your models. I enjoy my models and I enjoy talking about them. I think you can tell. So I will keep having these videos, sharing them with you as I come across interesting models or models which I think you would be interested in. But if you do have any requests, by all means, please do leave them in the comment section, and I will try my best to hunt them down for you. I'm still looking for a Heinkel HE111 in Airfix. I don't think I have one, the old one anyway, but you never know. So thank you very much, and I will see you again. Until then, take care. Goodbye.